This one is going to be a short one. I'm probably not even going to do an intro for it. We're just going right into this one. This was a question that was presented to me via email, and from a lady by the name of Sharon. No last names, but Sharon sent an email, and we talked about a couple things, but the general question that she had was it was interesting, the question being asked, because I had never really thought about this before and didn't really know it was an issue, but I kind of looked it up, and she isn't the only one who's asked this question, and I don't believe that it's true. So basically she asked, are men, well, rather, she asked, why are men better at character voices than women? But the question should have been, are men better at character voices than women? To which I would say no, not technically. But I understand why some people might think that. I understand why some people might look at all of the most famous and popular character voice actors and think that men are better at it than women. I will say this. There's no physical limitation for a highly skilled female voice actor that would prevent her from being able to do the variety of voices, maybe not the same voices, obviously not the same voices, but a variety of voices with the same amount of range and the same number of unique accents and rhythms and patterns and styles than a male voice actor at the same skill level. There's no physical reason, there's no reason why a female voice actor can't do character voice acting. I will say, yes, it is surprising. After this question was raised, I went online and I looked it up myself, and it is surprising that there are more male voice actors who do a wide variety of character voices than there are female voice actors, at least to what I could find. Now, obviously, you know, if you were to compare all the, you know, famous voice actors, female, male, and you were to compare them, you're probably not going to find any real difference as far as like the number of voices that they can do, or their ability to stretch their range. I really think that this is more of a question of someone's perception of what is character voice acting. What is a character? Now, a lot of people think that character voice acting is more cartoons. That's not necessarily true. Character voice acting can be a lot more mundane or a lot more natural sounding voices. I will say this, that when it comes to doing things like kids or doing young people or teenagers, a lot of the time, female voice actors are the ones that studios will go for, or the ones that have a more innate ability to pull off those kinds of voices. You don't see a lot of guys that are in their 60s or 70s doing very, very little kids, unless it's like a joke and, you know, the voice is supposed to be way over the top. So when it comes to those kinds of voices, those kinds of characters, there's obviously going to be a lot more female voice actors doing those kinds of roles. However, you're not going to be seeing a lot of female voice actors doing, you know, big pirates, you know, burly, brrr, and, you know, there's obviously going to be a lot more, you know, creatures and goblins and monsters and stuff like that, that for some reason are more men. There's a lot more men that do monsters and creatures than there are women. I don't think that this is a sexist thing. I don't think that that has anything to do with that area of it, because it's not like, you know, I mean, it's not like they're trying to prevent women from doing the disgusting, evil, nasty, snarly beasts. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. But I would say that it's quite possible that more than anything, and again, I didn't look too far into this, but there was a lot of people, not a lot of people, there was quite a few people asking very similar questions. And I think it has to do more with writing and the stories that are being told and the kinds of characters that are available and the kinds of characters that are being written. If you look at things like Futurama, I would say a good number of the main female characters just sound like females, just regular people that you would just run into. In fact, quite a few of those voice actors, the female voice actors, are just using their regular voice. When it comes to the male characters, there are a variety of weird monsters, creatures, and sounds, and I mean, you know, and that's almost every single one of them. Very few of them sound like normal, regular people that you'd run into. So I don't know. That could be just more that the studios and the writers aren't writing those kinds of characters for the females. Now, it's not to say that there aren't, weird sounding, aggressive, monstrous, alien, unnatural characters in those kinds of shows for women, female roles, but it's not as common. And that's not to say that they're not doing characters. Again, even if you're doing a regular, normal sounding voice, you're still doing a character. So the question of, are men better at doing character voices than women? No, absolutely not. That is not a general thing. It's not a general standard. I don't think that is... There's nothing physical there. There's no reason that your vocal cords... Because all you got to do is stretch and work out your vocal cords and develop the nuanced skill and the fine-tuning of your tools. And the more you do that, the better you'll get at voices. And that's going to be the same for everybody, regardless of your male, female, what have you. So, again, that's not a big thing. That's not a thing. I think it is interesting that there are some people out there that are asking that question. That I'm more interested into finding out about. But if you're a female voice actor and you want to get into character work, there's no reason you can't. It's not. There's no area of voiceover that's dominated by one group more than another. There really isn't. As far as like race or gender or anything like that. It's pretty much an open field. I think language and skill and maybe, your resume is the only thing that would really hold you back from getting certain roles. That's really all I got to say on that one. That was kind of a interesting one. Every now and then people do present me questions that I really have to do research on, and that was one of them. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a problem. I'm hoping it's not a huge problem. I'm hoping that that's not a huge discouragement. But I did also look at Fiverr to see, because Fiverr is a good representation of the more intermediate, amateur to intermediate to professional voice actors. Not big studio professionals, not that many at least, and not, but there's a good variety of the independent voiceover market, and I did notice that there weren't that many female voice actors on there that did a variety of character voices. And I think that might be where people are kind of getting this idea. There are so many guys out there, myself included, that do a wide variety of character voices and a wide variety of styles and accents and this and that. I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's just how boys grow up and how girls grow up. The kinds of television and shows that we watch, kind of movies that we're interested in. I don't know. Maybe when I find out more about this, I'll revisit the the topic. But as of right now, that's all I got. Don't let anything like that hold you back. Go at it, pursue it. There's tons of female voice actors that do more character voices than I do. And I mean, there's no reason to let that get in your way. It's not a thing. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. And leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me talk about any other thing. Ask me any questions. I got my email down low. Whatever. Comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, what have you. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.